Under our administration, we've accomplished more in 4 short years than most presidents dream of accomplishing in 8 years. We passed the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country, record-setting regulation cuts, nobody came close, fair and reciprocal trade deals. We got rid of NAFTA, one of the worst deals ever made. Now we have the USMCA. And we stood up to China like never before. We charged them tens of billions of dollars of tariffs. We never took in 10 cents from China. We built the greatest economy in the history of the world, and then we did it again. We had to do it twice, and now it's being destroyed, rapidly destroyed by what they're doing with inflation and other things. We completely rebuilt the United States military. We created Space Force, and we selected Huntsville, Alabama, as the new headquarters of the U.S. Space Command. I made a lot of enemies. I made so many, and a lot of states wanted it. But we put it in Alabama, and that was not an easy one, I want to tell you. You think this stuff is easy, don't you? It's not so easy. By contrast, no administration in history has gotten off to a worse start than the Biden administration. There's never been anything like this. And I thought about that statement before it happened with the disaster that we're witnessing in Afghanistan. Joe Biden is a failed president. He will always be a failed president. He's ushered in one calamity after another. When I left office, I handed Biden 3 vaccines to end the pandemic in record time, as I said, and yet, under his leadership, the virus is surging back. Could you imagine if I were president and the virus was surging back? It would be, she said it wouldn't be. It wouldn't come back. You know, that one's actually tougher than the Taliban, I must be honest with you. But he's reimposing mask mandates and threatening new restrictions on the American people. Meanwhile, many, many new restrictions. Meanwhile, 21% of migrant youth who recently crossed the border reportedly have COVID. And they don't have to do anything. They don't have to wear masks. They don't have to go through testing. They don't have to do anything. And the country is being infected by what's coming over the border, and not only with COVID. Biden canceled the Keystone XL pipeline. And as I said, it's okay for Russia, but no good for us. Remember when he said, "We will not approve the America First agenda"? I said, that's a killer statement, isn't it? But he actually believes that. America First, the greatest I think we've ever had, the greatest statement as to what we want to do with our country. And he said, we are not for America First. I said, did anybody actually tell him to say that? He attacked oil and gas workers here in America and caused gas prices to skyrocket, yet now he is begging OPEC for more production, to please send energy our way, please send oil, gas to our country. And 6 months ago, we had so much, we didn't know what the hell to do with it. Unbelievable. He shut a lot of it down, had nothing to do with the environment. It's called an environmental hoax. He did the exact opposite. I broke OPEC, and I broke the cartel. You saw what was happening. We actually had a moment in time where oil prices went down per barrel to minus $37. In other words, if you took a barrel of oil, they gave you $37. I told my people, why didn't you do that? We would have gotten paid to take the oil. That was too much because it was going to destroy our industry. But we did fill up the national oil reserves that were empty for years. And we filled them up with very cheap oil, and now Biden wants to use that to supplement what we have. We shouldn't do that. We achieved American energy independence, and we turned America into the #1 energy superpower in the world. We were bigger than Saudi Arabia by a lot. We were bigger than Russia by a lot. And now we're going back to them, asking them for help. Do you believe this? Biden and the radical Democrats are also pushing a $4.7 trillion spending bonanza that is nothing but a down payment on the socialist Green New Deal. Build your buildings. Please don't put windows in your building. That's one of the ones that we don't want windows to be in the building. And if they are, they want to be very small. Take the buildings down in New York and build new buildings with smaller windows. Between the phony infrastructure bill and the budget proposal, their package would abolish the suburbs. Totally abolish. They said I lost people in the suburbs. I'm the one that got them to stop building horrible, low-income housing that was going to destroy the suburbs. And they're saying that I didn't do well in the suburbs. I think I did great in the suburbs. I think the women in the suburbs voted for Donald Trump. That's what I think. I do think.